What's going on, everybody? Here for another very short introduction before we work out some examples of our next type of chemical reaction. We had the hookup, we had the breakup, but now we're getting into the more interesting things that could happen at the dance. These are the things that probably don't happen at every high school dance. I would bet that there's probably two people that start the dance as single and end up together at almost every dance. I would also bet there's probably at least one breakup that could be attributed to every high school dance. But this one in particular, probably not super likely. This is double replacement, aka the date swap. So the general form of this is we have thing A and thing B that are going to be our first things. They're going to be our metals in this case, and they're attached to thing X and things Y. And these are going to be our nonmetals. We're going to be really heteronormative here, and we're going to just pretend that thing A and thing B are the boys, and thing X and thing Y are the girls for these dances. Again, we're just being super heteronormative about this. The chemicals are just going to function that way for a metaphor's sake. So in this case, this guy and this girl are dancing together, and this guy and this girl are dancing together, but both of them at the same time kind of realize that, like, you know, I kind of like B's girlfriend, and B's like, you know, I kind of like your girlfriend, and X is kind of like, you know, I kind of like Y's boyfriend, and Y is like, you know, I kind of like X's boyfriend. And everybody just realizes that they're not really happy in a relationship, and for some reason they're all just cool with simultaneously saying, like, hey, what if we just switch to we're dating? And so thing A will leave the dance dating the girlfriend of his buddy over here, and his buddy is now going to be dating his girlfriend. Again, we're only sticking with the guy-girl thing because it's convenient to think of the positives and the negatives, and because in chemical world, in the land of this dance, you would never end up with two guys dancing or two girls dancing, regardless of how okay that is in the real world. In this case, thing A and thing B will never end up together. You want to make sure that you're swapping the first pieces, or you could think of it as the second pieces, but you're going to swap either both first pieces with each other or both second pieces with each other. You do not swap thing A with thing Y or thing X with thing B. You want to make sure that the positive pieces are, there's one positive piece and there's one negative piece on both things on both sides of the reaction. Now there is a special type of neutral or of a double replacement reaction. This is called a neutralization reaction. Neutralization is a process where an acid and a base chemically cancel each other out. So acids we've already talked about, they have H's out front. Bases normally have OH's as their back piece. When an acid and a base combine, you will end up with some kind of metal salt, and you will usually then also end up with, well, not usually, if it's neutralization acid or neutralization reaction, you will always end up with water as a result. Basically, the H out front of the acid and the OH on back of the base are going to hang out, and then whatever is left behind will form a salt. For example, hydrochloric acid, HCl, and sodium hydroxide, NaOH, combine together to make table salt and water. So even though sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid are both super dangerous, and in high enough amounts, both of them could definitely kill you, when they are mixed together in the correct ratio, you'll actually get salty water. That's it, just salt water. That's all that'll be the result. You still wouldn't want to drink it though, or like use it for pasta or anything like that, just because if you mixed your ratios up, you'd end up having like an acid or a base that could really hurt you. So we're not doing anything like that, but technically they would just cancel each other out. So we're going to work out a couple of examples of these, again, in the next section, in the video that's going to be attached to this one. The examples we're going to work out are these guys right here, HNO3 plus CaOH2, ZnCl2 plus FeClO3, 3. Aluminum sulfate and calcium hydroxide react. And then we're going to get to, was a little bit of a spoiler there, we're going to get to our next, the fourth reaction type after that. So if you have any questions, please leave them as an email or talk to me in class. I almost said leave them in the comment down below because I'm feeling very YouTuber-y today. So send me an email, talk to me about it in class. Otherwise, this is Mr. Diamond signing off. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.